Hi, this is Carolyn, and I'm here with Erin, and this is part 2 of our episode with Claire. Claire hosts the Me and My Racquet podcast on behalf of USTA Southern. She is the tennis service representative for North Georgia and Atlanta. She played college tennis at the University of Florida, where her team won the NCAA Championship. If you'd like to hear more about Claire's incredible background or what a tennis service representative does, please check out part 1, but here's part 2. So we have all these crazy situations that happen in adult recreational tennis. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you since you've played at such a high level, juniors, college, pro? Have you had a crazy situation happen on the court?
I mean, this was Atlanta, funnily enough. I was in a tournament ages ago, and you know how you have a scorecard out on the court, and my opponent brought her own scorecard. So we had 2 scorecards. And I clearly, as the match went on, I clearly knew that I was up 5-2. And at that point in the match, she decided to turn her scorecard to 5-2 her. And so it became this whole thing. And there wasn't a referee at the moment. So we had to get a referee involved. And I ended up winning the set twice because I won 7-5 and then 6-0 the next set. I was pretty upset about it. But I had just never seen someone bring their own scorecard out and be mentally no, I'm up 5-2. So I was like, wow, people really believe their own realities, So it was, I was upset about it, but I was just more blown away, the psychology behind that, So, and not everybody does that, thank goodness, because it would be a much more complicated world if they did. But it just it taught me a lesson in okay, you really got to say the score out loud every time and just be aware, again, not everybody's going to do that, but there's some people out there that really want to win at all costs. Mm-hmm.
So you had that crazy situation with the scorecard. And you grew up playing juniors and all these very high level tournaments. How are the line calls? Oh, even more so, how are the line calls in college?
Oh, man.
For the national champion,
Yeah. It depends who you're playing. Some people are great and super fair. And then other people, it's if it's on the line, it's out. And I was taught to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to do that so I can sleep and rest my head at night with a clear conscience. But it becomes difficult at a high level because people do want to win at any cost. So you kind of have to decide where you are on that spectrum and then just stick to it. And, if I felt like someone was deliberately doing that, I'd always let one go. But if it was a pattern, I'd be okay, I can ask a referee and they can watch, and it usually helps the situation. But yeah, it's just something that the more you go along, the more you have to be prepared for. And again, I want to live my life thinking okay, someone's not, maybe they just missed it or they're not deliberately doing this. That's easier for me to deal with. But there are some people that, just want to win.
Mm-hmm. But that's interesting. You call over a referee at that point. You don't say are you sure? Or any of the things that we hear all the time on the adult recreational court. You can just call over someone.
Yeah. Well, by the second time, I would say, are you sure? But not in a pressing. I would just let them know that I wasn't okay with that. And then if it continued to be I'm just going to get a referee, not try to be super confrontational about it because that doesn't help anybody. But you kind of have to give that boundary for yourself and your opponents being I'm not going to let you walk over me, so this is what's going to happen if I don't think you're faithful about it. So
how did you start Me and My Racquet? What made you get into podcasting?
Yeah, so COVID hit in 2020 and a lot of my visits are and were face-to-face, very physical and close quarters. And so I was still talking to a lot of my providers and the people that we meet with, but it just FaceTime, it's just totally different when it's just on the phone. And so I was I need to see people face to face. And then I was well, these conversations could help a lot of people see what other people are doing. And maybe they can share ideas or they can connect somehow because we're all in the industry at some level. And so I was let's record these and see how it goes. I listened to a ton of podcasts. I hadn't run one. So I was let's just trial by fire, and you learn things along the way. But yeah, that's what really started it. And it was really a saving grace during those early, first 2 years, just being able to have that time with people. And I think it was a positive thing.
Claire, is there anything else we didn't go over or you wanted to mention?
I just want to say one other thing. If you don't know your tennis service rep, like please get in touch with them if you need any resources or anything, because they can connect you just like with clubs in the area or Parks and Rec or just anything, any question about tennis you might have, they can connect you wherever you are. So
I have one more, which is, would you recommend tennis for children?
Oh, totally. Yeah, definitely. But I want, especially having so many injuries that I've had, I'm really a huge advocate for like multiplayer sports and like trying a lot of different things. And even if you are really serious about tennis, like make sure you do it with something that's going to complement like volleyball or soccer or, you know, something that can just get you out of it a little bit just so you're not doing the same thing over and over. But like, whether you pick it up at 5 or 55, I think it just has so many life skills that you don't always learn in other areas of your life. And like I said, just the relationships and the connections that you make, they're just invaluable. And then, you know, if you have kids, like you can go out and hit like with red ball or whatever, it can be just such a great thing for family life. So definitely recommend.
Carolyn's trying to decide whether she's going to put her kids in or not. That's why she asks that question. She's like, this is for me. I want to know.
This is more for me. Well, it is an unofficiated sport. So I struggle with that because I didn't grow up playing tennis. So it's the not having the official on the court bothers me a little bit.
Carolyn grew up playing basketball. So there was always an official there.
Yeah.
An objective official. Not someone that's calling 5-2 the wrong way. Like someone that's like, this is the score.
Right. Yeah.
We loved having Claire on the podcast. We asked Claire what happened when she was up 5-2, but her opponent was saying she was actually up 5-2. And Claire told us the official made them go back to a score they agreed on, so 2-2. Luckily, Claire ended up winning that match 7-5, 6-0, but she definitely had to win it twice. We hope you check out our website, which is secondservepodcast.com. The resources section of our website gives information for adult rec players. Also, stay tuned for the tip of the week with Michelle from Tennis Warehouse. Thanks so much for listening and hope to see you on the courts soon.
Hey guys, it's Michelle with Tennis Warehouse, and here's your tip of the week. But first, make sure you use the discount code SECONDSERVE for $20 off clearance items when you spend $100 or more at tenniswarehouse.com. This is a popular question, but what are the best strings for players with arm issues? First up is natural gut. It is totally worth it in the long run. Natural gut provides feel, comfort, and durability when it comes to playability duration. It's a great investment. However, if you're not interested in spending the money on natural gut, you can always hybrid with a half set of natural gut and a multi in the crosses, or go with a full multi-filament. Some of our favorites are Energy Squared, Prince Premier Power, NXT Power, as well as Gamma Professional. Also, string at lower tensions to avoid arm issues. That's your T-Dub tip of the week. For more tips, visit us at tenniswarehouse.com.